Alright. Hopefully you guys can hear me. This is EMP.Money. This is our daily live AMA and Detonator rollover event. Welcome to all of you. My name is AJ. I am the project lead, and my co-host with the most is Bull Gates. He's running a little bit late. I don't know if he's on here yet, but he'll be joining me. And we're gonna jump right in. So let me go ahead and pull up Detonator, and we'll get started. Alright. So here it is. This is Detonator, our shining light in a crypto bear market and downtrend in DeFi overall. Detonator continues to crush it. Again, we do these daily AMAs not only to recap about our project, but also to celebrate in the rollover event. So Detonator is an ROI contract that gives away about $70,000 every single day, and we'll get into that here in a minute. But EMP.Money is a seigniorage protocol on the Binance Smart Chain, and that means that we are a pegged protocol, or that we produce yield through inflation, but it's controlled inflation. And again, inflation gets a bad rap, but it really, if it's done properly, it can be really powerful. So we're able to provide extremely high APR with price exposure to Ethereum. So again, ETH has been down a little bit lately. It started to recover today for a little while, but now it seems like it might be stalling out. But not only are you able to earn incredible yields, but you also have price exposure to Ethereum, and we are the BEP.20 version of Ethereum, which is guaranteed by Binance. They have a one-to-one reserve of that Ethereum, and so we get all the benefits without having the fees of Ethereum mainnet. So again, those of you that might be new, welcome. We're happy to have you. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe on our videos. We just broke 1,000 YouTube subscribers today, and that is a major milestone for us. So thank you for all of you that are here. And so yeah, Detonator. Detonator is a daily ROI contract that has been incredibly important for the success of our protocol. Detonator could have been a standalone project that we launched, but the fact that it's built on top of EMP.Money and our seigniorage protocol is extremely powerful for the overall economics of what we've created here. So with that being said, it's basically a 365% ROI contract. What that means is you deposit EMP ETH LP, so half Ethereum, half EMP. You turn that into an LP token on PancakeSwap, or you can hit zap in right here at the bottom, and it'll do it for you. And it creates an LP token, and then you deposit that into the contract. Those funds are then locked up, which means you cannot have access to them. But in turn, you get approximately anywhere between 0.7 and 1% a day back on your investment. And it makes it to where you're able. Oh,
just so you know, AJ,
going.
you're muted on Telegram, bro.
Oh, all right. Let me go ahead and fix that. Thanks, Bull. All right, sorry about that, Telegram. I was muted on Telegram. I'm rambling away here, and sorry, guys. So, yeah, if you are on Telegram, that's a great way to call in and talk live with us. But if you're on YouTube and you have a mic, feel free to type your questions or comments in the chat. We'll get to that after the rollover. So, thanks, Bull. So, yeah, where was I? Again, Detonator, you deposit your LP, and then you get anywhere from 0.7 to 1% a day distributed back to you every day. And then the idea is that over time, you get a 365% return on those LP, and it has become one of the most sustainable ROI contracts in existence. We built it from the ground up. We took a lot of different mechanisms from other contracts that work and some that don't. And we read that out and we've created Detonator. So one other thing that makes a Detonator extremely unique is our top deposit prize and our lottery prize. So every day we give away 1% of our overall pool balance to the largest depositor of the day. So Detonator functions on a 24-hour cycle, and if you have the largest single deposit into Detonator within that 24 hours, you get 1% of the pool. And what this does is it incentivizes daily volume into the contract to where, again, the pool balance is always growing. And the idea is that, those people competing for the top prize is actually able to pay for all the rewards that we give out. And so not only is it fair in the fact that we're not a whales game, the whales help make the protocol sustainable, but we give the same opportunity to the minnows as well. So we have a random lottery. It's a lossless lottery, so it's more of a giveaway where again you get credit for your deposits. You don't lose out on those, but you get credit for again every 0.15 LP is equal to one ticket. And when you compound, you actually even get a better deal on tickets. And the idea is that you want to accumulate at least 50 tickets from compounding and 50 tickets from depositing, and that's the maximum that you can earn per day. So it doesn't give an unfair advantage again to people that want to deposit more. You can only get 100 tickets per wallet, and so with that, it's a random algorithm that selects a winner, and you're also able to earn 1% of the overall pool if you are the winner. And I mean, it only takes one ticket to win. 2 days ago, we had a winner that had 8 tickets. So again, I mean, everybody has a chance, and that's the beauty of Detonator. So we have about 5 minutes left here before the rollover. Again, make sure you're compounding last minute, and you're actually able to earn, again, that's why I said earlier, between 0.7 and 1% a day. There's also instant rewards. So depending on how much volume enters the contract in the last few hours or minutes or seconds, you get a portion of those deposits rewarded to your account instantly, depending on your pool share. So really, based on the math, it can be, around 1%. But we are, more focused on the 365% return, not necessarily the 1% daily. But it has been incredible. The pool balance has been growing every day. We're at $3.6 million in the contract, and we look like we may break about 3,000 users today or tomorrow. So things are really, really healthy, and we're just getting started. So, Bull, how are you today, brother? My co-host with the most. Go ahead, Bull.
Awesome, bro. The weather's perfect here. Everybody's happy. It's no longer winter here. So everybody's happy, smiling outside, riding bikes, flying kites, playing with their kids. So in general, yeah, everything's perfect here.
Awesome, man. Well, not only are we killing it in the DeFi world, but we're able to enjoy some family time and be out in the wilderness as well. Again, it's good to step away from the computer and take some personal time. I usually do daily AMAs. Fridays are my day off, so yesterday we did not do an AMA, but we're back again today, and again, everything is still looking extremely healthy. Bull, how many tickets are we at, brother?
7,021 at the moment.
All right, so that's a pretty good deal. Right now, we're usually about 8,000 tickets total. That
Yep.
means, again, you have a 1 in 8,000 chance based on how many tickets you have um, for winning $37,437. And again, that goes
Amazing.
up and down based on the price of ETH. So right now, LP is very cheap. Again, one LP token is about $53. But once ETH recovers, EMP will recover with it because of our peg, and you could see some insane ROI potential because if ETH doubles in price, then it cuts your ROI time in half. So it's really powerful that we're transacting in LPs, and really a great reason of the success that we've had, and it adds more liquidity to our protocol overall. So, all right, we have about 2 minutes here. Lots of last-minute compounding. I love to see it. We're looking really healthy. 62,323 LP. That was about 50,000 last week. So we've had some incredible growth over the last few weeks, and we're continuing to crush it. So yeah, really looking really good. Bull, anything you want to add real fast? We have 1 minute and 30
Yep,
seconds.
yep. Yeah, man. Nobody in DeFi needs to be told that ETH is going up and to the right. It's just a matter of when. So we plan now. We take advantage of the opportunity in front of us, and start building that LP, and keeping in mind half of it is ETH, half of it is EMP, just fractionalized ETH. So you're getting ETH at a discount in an ROI daily contract, all over from the farm to the detonator, to nodes, whatever you want, it's here. So if you love ETH, you're in the right place, and you're gonna just keep on stacking until the price goes up and to the right.
Hell yeah. And on that note, we just had a snipe, brother. So we're at
Oh,
164 is the largest deposit right now. We'll see if that holds up. We've seen anywhere from about 50 LP all the way up to about 800 LP take the prize today. So good luck, everyone. If you are a winner, we'd love to have you celebrate with us, and make sure you jump online and do that. But here we go, 30 seconds. Good luck, everyone. Let's see if we get some snipers. 25 seconds. 20 seconds.
and tickets are
15
just blowing through
seconds.
the roof now.
Are they? Are we going to break 8,000?
It
10,
looks like it. It's
9.
close, bro.
All right, here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5,
181.
4. 181 came in. Well, that's it. 3, 2, 1, 0. Nice. Very last minute
8,000
snipe.
tickets.
All right.
Yep.
Awesome. We broke 8,000 tickets, and we had a last minute snipe. 181 looks like it's going to take it. And yeah, Bull, I don't know. We may have had a triple snipe. The pool balance looks really healthy. So, but yeah,
Man.
was that it? There's the
I-
160 and then the 180. If you can look on chain, that'd be amazing.
yeah. Yep. Give me 1 second, sir.
Perfect. So yeah, while Bull's checking on that, again, we're just under 63,000 LP, which is 3.78 million. Yeah.
357 was the snipe.
Was it? That's what took it. See, the UI
Yep.
lags. That's why it's really important to look at the on-chain. We'll post the link to the way you can view it on chain. But nice, man. So it was a 160, a 180, and then a 3. What was that? A 350 that took it?
357. Yep.
Wow, and look at that. Holy cow. Again, the UI on here has been lagging. Let me just go ahead and do refresh, because it also calculates all the rollover rewards. I'll talk about that in a second. Hang on, guys. All right, my God, it's even better than I thought. So, all right, the new updated total after the rollover and after the contract calculates the rewards that carry over. Again, that's another beautiful thing about Detonator. If you do not claim or compound your rewards within the 24-hour cycle, those rewards are put back into the pool, and it comes across as a negative until you know how it works. But yes, you are losing out on those rewards, but you're not losing out on the principal. So again, if you're able to ROI in 365 days, you miss a day of compounding, you still get your ROI, but it takes 366 days rather than 365 days. So it's really important for the sustainability of the contract, and it's one of the major reasons why it encourages you to be here and celebrate with us every single day. And we're putting the fun back into crypto. This is our crypto game show with the Detonator. So again, with all that being said, with the last minute snipes, and the pool balance rollover, we are now at 63,609 LP. That is $3.8 million. Over $100,000 entered the contract within the last 3 minutes. Really incredible growth, and we are just continuing to establish ourselves as the number one ROI contract in DeFi. So pretty amazing, Bull. Huh? How about those numbers?
It's crazy. And my wife was just looking over my shoulder, asking how much that was and how much the person just won, and she couldn't believe it. She actually is had a big smile, and she's been throwing out EMP terms all day at me. Are we over peg?
Nice, man.
How
She's
how are
learning. Yeah,
Yep.
you're getting her involved. Yeah.
Yeah, and truthfully, I've been at this a long time, and when I've talked to her about crypto, she usually just shuts off and closes shop. But here she's actually really excited. She's listening in on the AMAs sometimes, and she's picking up on the terminology. And we were talking to LA a little bit earlier today, and we were kind of laughing about my wife said, "Are we over peg? Did I use that right?" And I said,
Yeah.
"Yep, Yep, you used it the right way." So yeah, it's an interesting system, and like we've said before, the crypto is the greatest level playing field in the world because it doesn't discriminate based on age or sex or gender or where you're from. It's just a matter of how much you want to get involved.
Absolutely, brother. And again, that's not only the beauty of crypto, but the beauty of decentralized finance and our platform as a whole. There's about 10 different ways to earn, whether it's through Detonator or the nodes or our farms. We always recommend to start heavily in our farms to begin with. I'll go over that in a minute as we take questions. But yeah, we're looking extremely healthy. And I think the numbers don't lie. I mean, we've been continuing to grow even when the market is moving sideways, and even when we level off and maybe not grow or even go down, the system is built to really maintain and still offer the opportunity to ROI. It is a game, it's not an annuity. There is risk, obviously, with everything, but we have done everything in our power to make this one of the most incredible contracts to ever exist. So, and again, the lottery and the top depositor, those are really powerful. So, even if you do win the lottery, that was one last thing I want to say. It's actually rolled into your principal, meaning you're actually not only so twofold. You're not able to dump it on the community. A lot of times with lotteries, they're rewarded, and then that's an instant dump on all of our heads for those people to realize profits. Well, we automatically roll it over into your principal amount, but by doing that, you're actually able to 365% ROI on your winnings. So not only are we giving away $38,000 a day times two, but you're actually able to earn 365% on that. So it's well over 100 grand every single day, and it's just really, really powerful. So, all right, real fast before I go ahead and take questions, I wanted to pull this up. All right, there it is. This is our EMP merch. We've been working really hard behind the scenes. LA and Couch Money and Mike G. They're all of our army members that have been putting together our EMP merch store. And taking a lot off my plate to be able to offer this to the community. It's extremely exciting. We launched it on Friday, and it's really, really cool. We have women's cuts, we have men's cuts. Again, let me go ahead and pull up. All right, there you go. So hoodies, long sleeves, women's cuts, and if you're from Europe, you want to go to this link right here at the top. We'll be able to save you some money on shipping by using a different manufacturer in Europe. And we've really tried to make all of the the items really affordable, but there is some profit margin. And after we pay for our subscriptions and our hosting, we're the leftover money will actually be split up, and a large portion of that will be going to buy back EMP. So not only are we able to get an awesome merch to represent us, but we're also helping support the price of EMP through buyback. So, and we also will have some limited edition runs as well, that you'll be able to use EMP to actually buy the items with. And then one last thing is gift cards. Again, if you don't know what you want, or you want to give a gift card to one of our uh, army members or somebody that maybe helped you along the way, that's a great way to reward other community members through our gift card. So, real fast, LA, are you on? You want to say anything about merch before I move on?
Yeah,
Go ahead. Yeah,
we,
awesome.
we've had a ton. We've had a ton of orders coming in from all over the world. We're just blown away by how many of you have already gotten your stuff in. It's clear that you guys absolutely love the t-shirts and the champion sweatshirts. So we're definitely going to be adding some more designs. And I know a lot of you guys have been asking about the hats. Um, we ran into a few issues as we were going to be launching the hats, so they're coming in the next few weeks, so don't worry about that. That's going to be part of our next wave of the launch, so just keep an eye out for that. They're coming very soon with some more products. So we have a lot more up our sleeve. We're going to be throwing a lot at you guys, and there's a lot of exciting stuff to come, but keep ordering these flagship products. There's a lot of great stuff in the store, and we're going to be taking your input and adding more and more stuff as we go along, and then also releasing some limited edition stuff that you can use your EMP to buy.
Perfect. Yes, thank you, LA. Again, you guys are crushing it. And make sure you familiarize yourself with our return policy. Again, these are all made custom orders, so make sure you're ordering the right size because we are not able to offer refunds unless it's a damaged good. And again, shipping can be. We've done everything in our power to make shipping affordable as well as the price of the clothes. And that's why, again, some of the items, like I know everybody's been asking about coffee mugs and tumblers, but it was literally more expensive to ship them than to purchase them. So we're working on other options for that, and we will have a bunch of limited edition stuff. And yeah, like Ellie said, definitely hats. I know snapbacks are really popular. We're really working on that, as well as beanies. We just have to, again, digitize the logo to be embroidered, so it's actually really a nice product, because we just don't want to put a product out there that you guys won't love. So yeah, merch is exciting. And again, this is just another way for us to community build and deliver on being one of the most well-rounded crypto projects out there. I don't know about you, but this is the best merch store I've ever seen in crypto, and we're just going to continue to expand on that. So, all right, awesome. Let me go ahead and pull up my desktop for questions. All right, so we should be good to go. Let me just give a little bit of updates, and then we can jump into questions. Today, again, was a pretty uneventful. I'm always behind the scenes trying to work on future partnerships. We have a lot of that in the works, but I spoke on it pretty much on Thursday. The first and foremost, we're working on our UI. Again, that's coming along. With anything code related, there are always some setbacks. I know we had said between 7 and 10 days. We're still trying to, meet that window. It may be pushed another week, but again, we'll make sure that we put out an actual countdown. And we'll never announce a release, with a hard date for a release without actually making sure that we're going to hit that date. So again, bear with us. Another few more days, weeks. We'll have it done, and it'll be beyond your wildest expectations. Again, I've seen the test server. We've been experimenting in the back end. Jake is linking everything up and putting the polishing touches. And if you've seen our trailer for the UI, it's everything that you can expect with that that's been brought to life. So really, really exciting stuff. And yeah, we're just continuing to move forward. Again, I mentioned it earlier, but we have broken 1,010, I think now, subscribers on YouTube. Again, YouTube is going to be our point of contact from here on out. We have an amazing Discord community and amazing Telegram community, but we really want to push all of our traffic to YouTube so that we can continue to build and get in front of a larger audience. So please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will be, again, continuing these daily AMAs from here on out. So yeah, Bull, anything you want to add before we go right into questions?
No, I don't think so. Let's get right to questions. It looks like there's a lot of people that have their hands raised and questions on YouTube and Discord.
All right, perfect.
Okay, Don Mac, go ahead, buddy.
Hey, howdy.
Don, how are you, brother?
I'm good, AJ. How about you?
Good, man, good. We had some bad weather here in South Florida, but we made it, brother. So yeah, go ahead, man. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to call you out on something.
All right, let's hear it.
So, every day you say that Detonator pays about, like 1% a day, and today you said 0.7 to 1%, but that's not what I'm getting. So either I don't know how to do the math, or it used to be that and now it's not. Because like the example at, anyway, for me, it's like 0.65.
Okay.
If I use the blast and I use the, the amount that I have deposited.
And divide it, yep.
It's like 0.65. So just the point of clarity, I think 0.65 is a great daily return. Don't get me wrong, but I think with new people coming in, saying, just be more accurate.
Yeah, no, for sure. So what you're not accounting for, Don, and this is why it gets really complicated, is the instant rewards. So just because you're dividing your daily burst by your amount deposited, that is the absolute minimum that you're guaranteed within a 24-hour cycle. But that does not account for any of the instant rewards. And so, like today, we saw some insane volume at the last minute. And that's why it is advantageous, to be able to compound at the last minute without missing it. And that's why, if you've been around a while, I should be better about talking about it more. But we always say to compound at least once during the day, so you lock in, those profits maybe an hour or two before the rollover, and then really try your best to compound again right at the very end, because there could be a substantial amount of instant rewards that you're able to claim. So again, I mean, I get it. I'll try to be better about making sure I make that clear. But there is, and again, somebody else may be able to chime in. If they're able to get that last minute instant reward, it should keep your daily return a bit higher. So yeah.
Because I know my rewards. If I use my rewards versus my daily blast, that's a little higher, like a couple of tenths of a percent higher. But I also got cautioned the other day about don't do like some of these people that are sniping and they miss it and they wind up being the snipe. They wind up being the early snipe the next day.
Yeah, absolutely, bro, and that's a great point as well, because again, and that's why I say that the double compound strategy, because if you do wait and then your transaction fails, Now you don't get anything for that day, which is again
Right.
even well, it's not the end of the world because you get it eventually.
No, you
But
still
yeah,
get it.
yeah, if
Right.
you're still trying to maximize, again, and I know that a lot of people are in different time zones. You know, it might not be convenient for you. But we are a global product. And so yeah, I mean, again, maybe you compound 1 or 2 hours before detonator, and then try to
Mhm.
do it literally like within that last, five
As if
second
I was
window.
if I was the big depositor, right?
Yep, exactly.
So
Yep.
because then like today the 350 something that would have been included in my
Yes, in your
daily
return.
rewards
Exactly.
if I had done it after that person,
Yep,
not before, but after that
absolutely,
person.
Don. Yep, you get it
Okay.
100%. And again, I mean,
All right.
it does, not everybody is going to be able to get every last, little drop,
Yeah.
so to speak. But it's also bullish because those rewards go to the pool anyway. So even if you're not able to
Yeah.
compound,
Rolls over.
yeah, yourself,
Yeah.
right, it rolls
Rolls
over.
over into the
Yep.
next day.
And that's what helps us
Yeah.
with the sustainability because at the end of the day, we all want to be able to actually ROI, and to be able to do
Right.
that,
Right.
there has to be a big pool. So yeah, man,
Right.
absolutely.
Okay.
AJ, what
Yeah,
about
I
the
just wanted to give you a hard time.
Yeah, man, no, I love it. Hey, that's why we're here, man. Never a question off the table, and I'm always happy to dive in. So, LA, yeah, you want to add to that, LA? Go ahead.
what about the 20% tax being taken off as well?
Yes, that's another big thing. So again, the number that you see automatically includes the tax as well. So that will help you. Um, Again, it should boost a little bit more on top of that. Does that make
So
sense?
So
Yeah, go ahead,
so
LA or
Don, when
Bull.
so if
Yeah.
you
I
so Don, when you see that daily reward
uh-huh.
on your screen,
Yeah.
there's already a 20% tax taken off, but compounds are 0% tax. So when you press the compound button, that 20% actually gets added when it shows up in your you've deposited spot.
Really?
Yes.
So 20 so I get 20% more than it says I'm getting?
So
If
what
you
you should
compound.
do
Yeah, go
is
ahead, LA.
pre-compound, you should actually write down the amount
Yeah.
of LP that you have in your you've
Yeah.
deposited spot and
Yeah.
actually pay attention to how much is there afterwards and then do some
Okay.
calculations.
Yeah, that's good. I haven't done that. So, yeah. That's good. All right, so this is like a couple more points of clarity.
Yeah, I love it, bro. I
That
appreciate you bringing it up because again, if you have questions, that means other people have questions, and yeah, and the reason that we did that on the UI is because again, I mean, if you're looking at worst case scenario, it's better than somebody trying to claim, and then what the UI says is now they get 20% less. Like that's a lot of it's a major turnoff. So yeah, we're
sure, sure.
the UI already accounts for all of that.
Don,
Okay, good.
I'll
I'll
just
look.
point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
go
Oh,
ahead,
ahead.
excuse
Bull.
me,
Go
sir.
ahead, Bull.
I would just say that number that you said, I don't exactly remember. You said 0.6 something, but
Yeah.
if you multiply that times the 1.2, that should be fairly close to what will go in your principal deposit versus what the daily burst is showing. So just so
Okay.
you're aware.
Okay,
Okay.
cool. Yeah, I'll check it out tomorrow. You bet.
Yeah, man, and
All right. Well,
report.
like I said,
Yeah,
0.65%. Even if that's all it was, this is great. So
for sure, brother. Well, give us a report
yeah,
back. We'd love to hear from you.
I will do.
And yeah, I mean,
I will.
yeah, awesome, bro. All right.
All right. Thanks for all you do.
Yeah, brother. Good to hear from you. All right, awesome.
All right. Bye.
All right, good deal. That was awesome. Yeah, we again, anytime we need to clarify more, I'm happy to do so. And yeah, I know I see a few more questions here. Bull, you want to go through Telegram first, or people raising their hands, and then we can jump over to YouTube.
There were a few people that had their hands raised, but they don't anymore. So, okay, here we go. DBY22. Go ahead, bro. Or I don't.
Hi, AJ.
Hello, how are you?
Good. This is David. We spoke from Chris's course. We spoke briefly
Hey,
when you
yeah,
did the
David.
AMA.
Yeah, brother, how are you, man? Good to hear from you,
Good.
bro.
Yeah, I'm doing really well. How are you?
Good, man, really good. Thanks for jumping on the AMA. I know we've been communicating through email and yeah, man, happy to have you here, bro.
Yeah, I'm really happy to be here. And so yeah, yesterday or the day before, I put something on the Telegram, a question that the thing I'm having trouble wrapping my head around is how we manage to get these amazing returns. What's happening
For
that's
sure.
allowing us to get 0.4% interest daily on the farm, for example? Because I would like to understand it myself as an investor more, and also when I'm explaining it to people and telling them about the protocol, to be able to talk about it more intelligently.
Yeah, absolutely, David. So again, bro, and I know this was a long topic of discussion in Chris's group when I did the AMA with you guys. And I
Yeah.
think it boils down to people are so used to traditional finance that they think that we're taking the money and we're trading it in the background, or we're lending it, or we're doing all these crazy things to produce the yield. And the simple answer is it's way, way less complicated than that. So what we have done here is we've actually built an economy. So it's really less about lending and borrowing or yields, and it's about supply and demand. So the way you're able to earn these APRs is through incentivizing liquidity providers. So that's why, again, the farms are so important, because the protocol incentivizes you to provide liquidity by rewarding you e-shares. So you can think of it again to traditional finance, maybe more of a dividend, or a stipend, for participating. So we're able to offer the insane APR through the value of e-shares, and that's why the APR will go up and down depending on how expensive e-shares are. So we're not really doing anything in the background. Again, it's all code on the internet. I mean, we never had a pre-sale. We don't sell EMP to investors to then use that money to create a yield. It's all everybody in the system owns their own liquidity that they're providing to us. And really, it boils down to why DeFi is so unique and so revolutionary, to be able to offer these sort of yields. And again, I mean, the APR, will go down if eShare goes down, but there is such a high demand for eShare that because of the boardroom, the only way to earn more EMP is through the boardroom and by having eShares in that boardroom. And so with that, there's always an inherent value just based on the math alone for eShare. So again, theoretically, there's always somebody there to buy eShare, if the ecosystem is healthy. And so that's why when you sell your eShare, you're able to realize those profits. So, yeah, does that help? I don't know if somebody wants to add to
Can I
that.
can I
Yeah,
take a crack at this?
yeah, bro, go ahead, Bull. Yeah.
Okay, so David, this nice to have a new voice here on chat as well. So thanks for joining.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So this is a topic that we used to speak about a lot, and so in the real world, compound interest exists. We tend not to see it because what ends up happening is economic leakage happens in the system, and I'm going to give you a real world example. So when the government prints money into circulation, through inflation, and as AJ has said before, controlled inflation is a really good thing because that means your economy is expanding. As long as it's done in a responsible way, inflation is a very good thing, because that means more people can participate in that system, and there's still money to go around. And here it's done responsibly through mathematics or through the algorithm. Okay, but so in the real world, compound interest does happen all over the place, and we're just not aware of it because all of this stuff is right in front of our face every single day. And the example I'm going to give to you is when the government puts $1 into circulation, and the government then hires a contracting company to build a road, right? That dollar actually has an impact in the system greater than $1. Most economists say that it's between 40% and 50% gain on that dollar. So that dollar is worth $1.40 to $1.50. And the reason there's not an infinite gain on that is because at some point that dollar in value that was printed and put into circulation leaves the economic system because for instance, the contracting company has to pay their laborer and pay for supplies, pay for taxes, etc. They have a bunch of different costs that exist in different economic systems. And so that dollar will leave the system, and the impact that it has leaves the system. In a digital system like this, there are no overheads like roads and R&D and military and police and all the infrastructure that it takes to maintain and build a country and expand. None of that exists in the digital space. So when a unit of value or like EMP, for instance, is put into circulation here, it has a value because it's paired to ETH. But it also has another value because the way that ETH and EMP interact with one another is also dependent upon eShare and how it interacts with eShare, because the interaction between those things, both ETH and EMP, EMP and eShares, those things interact in the system. And like AJ was saying, when eShare is a higher price, effectively the farm APRs are higher throughout the system, because eShare is the thing that drives value throughout the system, whereas EMP drives utility throughout the system. And so because there is, like I said, there's very little economic leakage in a digital system because there is no gigantic overhead for that money to leave the system. And it's why, I don't know how long, if you've heard us talk about this idea that the Treasury being a participant in the system and not dumping EMP on the system and then devaluing the utility of EMP and also the value. Because the Treasury is a participant, it doesn't need to do that. If they did that, that would be a source of economic leakage. When people sell EMP, it's a source. So when they sell EMP for it to exit the system through ETH, and that ETH leaves the system, leaves the EMP ETH contract, that is economic leakage, and that hurts the system because EMP is a utility token, and utility is what creates value in the system. And because of the interaction of ETH through the boardroom, the expansion through the farms, through the creation of eShare, now the system in its current form needs these two tokens to interact with one another to create value and to create the APRs. One token by itself can't do it. There's no one single stake, one single token seigniorage project. You need the native token, and you need the share token to interact with one another to create this process of value and utility and value, and then drive the APRs higher through the value of eShare. And we see that happen when eShare, for instance, is a higher price and TWAP is higher. We see higher APRs throughout the farms and in the boardroom, because eShare is more coveted because it has more utility. However, when it when we lose PEG and we lose the boardroom's ability to print, the value of eShare goes down, and then systemically we see the APRs drop throughout the farms. And it's because of those interactions through those two tokens primarily that we see how like this works, and the idea that economic leakage doesn't happen. It only happens in a few in a few instances, like I said, when EMP and ETH interact and EMP is sold to exit the system through ETH. Now, if there were mechanisms in place to incentivize people to keep their EMP here, what we see is, we see a sustained peg, we see a higher share price, etc., because economic leakage has been minimized because EMP is not being sold and it is not leaving the system through ETH leaving the contract. And we and feel free to chime in at any point, because I feel like I'm kind of going on a little bit, and hopefully this is helpful.
It's very helpful, and I'm with you as much as I can be. I wanted to know
Okay.
if have you guys made any videos about this specifically?
I have videos on my channel about it. I can't speak for anybody else, but I talk about the term of economic leakage and compound interest in the real world, but we did used to speak about this quite a bit on the AMAs, and like Machu could speak on like the mathematics of the interactions. I'm merely telling you like the concepts behind it of how it works and why it works, and that it actually works in the real world. It's just that economic leakage happens and causes the erosion of the ability of compound interest to sustain indefinitely. If a system could be built, like I said, where there's not this gigantic overhead, and new capital enters, we can, because through like I said, through controlled inflation, new capital will enter because the APRs are sustainable because of the interaction of these tokens. And when we see that happen, and the mechanisms like that are in place here, for instance, Detonator nodes, and the incentive for people to make money, right, is another incentive to hold your EMP. And so those are all barriers against economic leakage. And when you can protect a system against economic leakage, you can have sustained APRs, and you can actually even have increased APRs, so long as the value of shares is expanding at a rate faster than the inflation of EMP itself. So feel free to ask any questions, but or DM me or anything like that. I'm happy to go in greater detail and give real world examples, because I used to mention this all the time, that the numbers for the most part are irrelevant, because if you don't understand the concept of how this creation happens and why it happens, and that it actually happens in the real world, the numbers won't make sense. Like, you can do the math, you can figure out like, okay, I can make this and I can make that off of this, but why? And that's why I like to talk about the concept of how it happens and why it happens, and show examples from the real world of, look, this really does happen, and the problem with why we can't have sustained compound interest in the real world. So is that helpful at all?
That's really helpful, and I'm much more interested in understanding it conceptually anyway than mathematically. So
yeah, dude,
cool.
no doubt, bro. And yeah, I'm sure Bull can deep dive with you privately. Feel free to reach out to him. And but I love your idea of maybe doing a video. I know we're working on some more content for the academy. And maybe Kirk or even you, Bull, maybe we could do a video about this concept. And really, again, that's why I think crypto is so powerful, because we become the Federal Reserve essentially in America, or any other major economy. That is not able to happen in the real world, and the fact that we can apply it to crypto, and where all of us in the ecosystem become share owners or owners of the protocol, and now we're all the bank, we're all the shareholders. It really, again, that's the power of DeFi and what crypto truly brings. And again, I mean, I know you're a really smart guy. you may just be more used to traditional finance, and we get that question all the time. It's like, what's the rub? Like, this is just magic money out of thin air. Well, really, as crazy as that sounds, it really is because, and the only way it is because we have the checks and balances in place. So, because if you inflate a token, without any of these checks and balances, then obviously the only way for it to go is down. That's what we've seen with a lot of these other node projects where, they reward you in their native currency. And the only way to realize profit is to sell, the native currency. The fact that we have a two-tiered system, having a share token, that is what, again, it creates an actual economy, not just a, buying and selling or a trade for one asset to another. So yeah, that's an amazing question, David. And again, bro, I really love that you're on here as a new voice and a new face. So yeah, Manchu is our math wizard. I don't know if he's available. Manchu, you want to add to that a little
Yeah,
bit?
man.
Okay, go ahead, bro.
Yeah. I'll see if I can put it in a couple of sentences for you, David. So let's take the farm first, and how does it produce 0.4%? I think the first thing you got to look at is what is the reward being emitted, and it's eShare. And so maybe the question is, how do eShares get their value? Because that's what's being emitted for that 0.4% to occur. So eShares gets its value from its ability to print EMP, and that's through the boardroom. And then the next question is, well, how does EMP get its value? Well, EMP gets its value because of its ability to peg to Ethereum. So if you think of it as in the farms, those rewards are produced because eShare has a value, and eShare's value is derived from its ability to print EMP when you stake it in the boardroom. And EMP's value is derived from its ability to hold the peg to Ethereum, so it can move up and down as Ethereum moves up and down. And that's probably the simplest way to put it. So the ultimate success of the platform really comes down to the last thing I said was EMP's ability to hold the peg to Ethereum. That will dictate the success of the ecosystem, its longevity, and the amount of value you can derive from the system.
Perfect. Yeah, great explanation.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no doubt, David. And that again, not to get even further into the weeds here, but that exactly what we just talked about for the last 20 minutes is the reason why we always say it's better to be heavily allocated in the farms. And if you're dumping EMP or again selling EMP to realize profit, that devalues not only EMP, but in turn it devalues eShare because we move away from the peg. And again, it devalues the whole system. So EMP really is a utility token that just so happens to have a bunch of liquidity, and that if you want to exit the protocol completely, you can and sell EMP, but that's like the exit strategy. And so the idea is that again, you use that EMP to build your positions in the farms, and keep us stable with PEG, to then earn eShare, and then you can take profit in eShare without hurting the protocol at all. So it really is a symbiotic relationship, and once people finally understand how that works, exactly what you are asking, it's kind of like a light bulb moment. Like, a lot of people want to start in the farms or start in nodes, but that really is setting yourself up for failure, because if you start in the farms and you have a very heavy rate in farms, it literally can become like an infinite money loop. By building your positions. And again, everything has risk. This isn't magic. I mean, we are, tomorrow, crypto could be banned. I mean, again, I think we're too big for that now. But regulation can come in. ETH can have a major problem and go down in the short term. I mean, there is risk. So I want everybody to be well aware of that. But we're doing everything we can to minimize that risk. And the fact that we have such huge liquidity, I mean, we have almost $20 million in liquidity, that's like 10 times the amount of liquidity that most other tomb forks have. So that's really, really important. But yeah, does that help, David? Go ahead.
It's so helpful. Thank you guys so much. It's fascinating, and yeah, I'm getting it more and more, and I'm working on every day on building my farm up. So
Awesome, brother. Well, we're happy to have you,
yeah,
bro. And yeah, please keep us in the loop, man. I would love to have you back on the AMAs. And again, if you have a question, that means somebody else probably has the same question. And that's why we do the AMAs, is so that we can help all of you. And again, education is so, so important, especially with a protocol like this. So awesome, brother. Great to hear from you.
thanks guys. Thank you.
All right, killer. So, all right, Bull, we got more. Go ahead, man.
Yep, Crypto Pride is up.
I just got a quick question. I just want to know when you guys gonna do that 10,000 EMP giveaway?
Yeah, brother. So we did a major giveaway announcement for the 50 million TVL, and then we dropped that down, and now we're pushing it again. That would be a question for Demi. He's been managing our Twitter. I don't know if he's on today, but I'll follow up with him directly. I know we got sidetracked because we had a meme contest in between there. But yeah, we're definitely still doing the major EMP giveaway, and we'll publish the results with all the on-chain data that we actually paid it out to people, so there's full transparency on all that. So yeah, I have to punt that one to Demi, but I'll make sure I give you an update by tomorrow's AMA, if not sooner. So yeah, thanks, Crypto Pride. All right, cool. Bull, go ahead, man.
Okay,
Yeah.
Homebiz. Yep, Homebiz Joe.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead, brother. How are you, Homebiz?
I'm good. How you doing, AJ?
Good, brother. Really good.
How you doing, Bull? Okay. I just got one little quick question. I've heard the answer before, but I guess it needs to be pounded back into my brain. If I have some EMP in my wallet, what's the best thing to do with it? Like, it's not a huge amount, but I don't like to have anything just hanging around in my wallet.
For sure, brother. Yeah, I think that's a great question. Go ahead, Charlie. You want to answer that? Go ahead, bro.
No, yeah, because you've been talking so much, so I'm thinking about your health.
Yes,
AJ?
brother. Thank you, man. I know we did an hour-long AMA before this AMA, so yeah, bro, I'm out of breath. So yeah, please, man. Thanks, sir. Go ahead, Charlie. Yeah.
So yeah, Ombiz, I know you want to do good, and I'm gonna answer you by a question. My question would be, are you in the farm producing eShare? If so, the best option that we can offer for you, it's to sell those eShare for Ethereum. And then when you're gonna have this Ethereum, you can just LP Ethereum with your EMP you have left on the side. I have EMP on the side from the boardroom, I'm guessing, or because you buy too much or anything. But the thing I try to preach a little bit, it's having the ratio where you produce as much eShare from the farm as you produce EMP from the boardroom. Okay, so this way, if you have, I'm going to take numbers. If you have $10 of EMP every day from the boardroom, and you have $10 of eShare every day from the farms, you can just sell those $10 of eShare for Ethereum, all right? And then you're just going to LP $10 of Ethereum that you're going to LP with $10 of EMP, and you're going to create a $20 LP that you're going to put back in the farm or in Detonator if you want to enter Detonator. But that way, you're going to you're going to actually compound your farm position, and tomorrow, instead of having $10 of eShare, you might have $11 of eShare, All right, so you increase your position in farm and you increase your rewards. So the way we see that is producing as much e-share as possible as you produce EMP. And that's why we also preach the 80-20, 80% in the farm, only 20% in the boardroom. We know that the boardroom can sometimes produce, if we can say like that. So that's why we have a big difference between the 80-20, because we know that the APR in the boardroom can be massive. And I'm gonna let you talk after, but if you can also see that sometimes maybe the boardroom is not gonna print. So you might have a lot of EMP left, not a lot, but some EMP left in your wallet, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And you'd be like, oh, I have so much to do in my wallet that I can even LP them with my eShare. So if you take the time when you are below PEG, all right, so the boardroom does print, you can catch up. So you can actually LP your EMP you have left in your wallet with the eShare that you're gonna still produce when below PEG. And that's why it's very important to know that, because when we are below PEG, you still produce eShare. And then you be like, all right, below PEG time, okay, let me LP my eShare. So I'm gonna sell my eShare for Ethereum, and then I'm gonna LP this Ethereum with my EMP on the sideline doing nothing. And then you still do that, and then again you compound your own farm based on the rewards from boardroom and the rewards from the farm. Again, you can do a lot more, that you can maybe let your EMP on the sideline until you can buy a node maybe and stuff like that. But my point is, don't try to put all the eShare you farm into the boardroom, because if you do that, you're gonna be maybe 50% in the farm, 50% in the boardroom. And since the boardroom has a bigger APR and produce more than the farm, actually, that's where you're gonna be like, oh shit, I have so much EMP, I don't know what to do with them. And the basic answer we tell people, it's rebalance. And rebalance, right, it's the way I tell you, the fact that you slowly but surely, you're going to rebalance in the farm, because you're going to compound your eShare with your EMP reward. And so that's why we try to keep, if you have a dollar value of your wallet in EMP.Money, if you can take what you have in the farm, all right, you add your dollar value, you add the dollar value you have in the boardroom, okay? So let's say you have $8,000 in overall farm and boardroom, $10,000. Sorry, I'm going to take the easy numbers. Try to have $8,000 in the farms, and I say farms with a S, so you can have some in EMP ETH, some in eShare BNB if you are also in that, and then try to have only $2,000 in the boardroom. So this way, you know you are 80-20. But I'll let you do the math based on how much you have in EMP.Money. But try to have this aspect of 80-20. It's very basic for us, so it can be 85-15 or 78-22, but it's really a fork. And yeah, so I don't want to make more complicated than that, but try to have each share ratio 1-to-1 with the EMP you produce from the boardroom. And again, if you have too much EMP, it's not really a problem in the meantime. But if you are really unbalanced and you really produce too much EMP, rebalance. And I will be happy to go deeper with you on DM, or even if we can call. I don't want to take too much time from the AMA. I hope I help you, my friend.
Yes, I think I'm getting it a little more. And I think I'm like, my last calculation, maybe somewhere between 5 and 7% in the boardroom and the rest in the farms. So I think I'm grasping it a little better. So thank you.
Oh, so if you have only 5 or 7% of your portfolio in the boardroom, you should be all right if you do sell your eShare for Ethereum, and then you create LP with this Ethereum and your EMP rewards. You should be doing easy way. So you can use the execute strategy button, but if you're familiar with PancakeSwap and how to create a LP easily and stuff, just sell the eShare for Ethereum, the necessary amount of eShare for Ethereum, and you should be fine, my friend.
Yeah, that's what I need to do. Thank you.
No problem.
Perfect.
All right, everybody. Hey, have a good night.
All right,
Good
Home Biz
evening.
Joe. Great to hear from you, brother.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thanks, Charlie, for diving in, giving my voice a rest, brother. I appreciate you. So yeah, between you and Bull, we have plenty of chatting to go around. So all right, Home Biz. Thanks, brother.
Thank you.
2 DeFi is next.
All right, go ahead, 2DeFi.
Yeah, this just I just had a quick question about the merch shop
Okay, yeah,
in
go
the
ahead.
new UI. Is that going to be like is the merch shop going to be like, you know how you see the stake, detonator, node, boardroom, doc? Is that going to be kind of like on that page to where it's like all in one place?
Yes,
Or
brother, absolutely. So again, real fast too. I think you have a YouTube channel, don't you, bro? I think we were talking. Do you have a YouTube channel, or
yeah,
is that somebody else? Yeah,
I
bro.
do.
Yeah, all right, man. Well, again, shout out to you, bro. I know you're trying to build that, and I love some of your original content. I know you're trying, bro. That's the hardest part is getting started, bro. That's it. So
Yeah,
shout out to you, man,
yeah.
for sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah, but
It
yeah, yeah.
really, I oh, go ahead.
No, no, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, I just had all the equipment. I used to stream on Twitch, but I kind of fell out of touch with that. And this is kind of like the first project getting into DeFi, and I was originally getting into Drip, and then I found y'all, and then I kind of got into it, and then y'all were all talking about making content and spreading the words, and I was like, well, I have all the equipment, so I might as well.
That's it, bro. I love it. That's an amazing story. And that's what we preach all the time. I mean, again, I know some of you might not be comfortable in front of the camera, but maybe write an article or tweet on your end and we can retweet it. I mean, yeah, that really is an amazing way to help us grow. Without any additional financial commitment. So, yeah, man, shout out to you, bro. Appreciate all the hard work and hopefully we keep seeing more content from you. I'll do my best to help share it and build it. So, and then yeah, to answer your questions, man, for sure. So we are gonna have a lot of updated links on the UI. I know it's very kind of frustrating for a lot of you that we are not able to really update the current UI. But Jake is just so spread thin building the UI that it literally is taking time away from getting the new UI out to do those changes. So we just made the decision to literally leave the website as it is until the new UI. But that being said, we will have a link at the top for merchandise to drive traffic, and even more importantly, we're gonna have an auto vault link. So I know a lot of us have been trying to get more volume over to Magic, and right now the only auto vault on the link is Yield Wolf, but the new UI will have a link to all four of our auto vaults. Because again, if we got rid of the link now, then we get 1,000 messages that say what happened to my auto vault. Like people that aren't listening to us every day. It creates confusion. So yeah, brother, we're gonna work on all that, man. Great question.
Yeah, no doubt. I appreciate it, you answering my question. I totally get that. It's kind of like um, you'd have to do a lot of back end changes just for that.
For
But
sure.
yeah, no, that was just kind of my question about the new. I figured it would be on the new UI, but I was just really curious. But also, I definitely want to get a couple of those hoodies. But also, are y'all planning on making some sleevelesses as well? Because that's pretty much all I wear: sleevelesses and hoodies.
Yeah, man, no doubt. You gotta show off those
Do you
guns, right? Yeah, go ahead, LA. I know you're working on it, right, LA? Go ahead. Yeah.
do you mean tank tops or what do you mean?
Yeah, tank tops, there's wife beaters, whatever, just like sleeveless shirts. That's kind of like I don't know. I live in Texas, so it's like really hot down here. So
There's
that's
one
kind of like the
there's one in there so far, and just text DM me and let me know more of what you mean, and we'll see about
okay for
adding
sure.
it.
I looked in there. I just didn't see it. I guess I must have overlooked it.
Yeah, there's
Um.
there's one tank top kind of thing in the men's
Oh,
section
good.
bar.
Oh, okay, cool, cool. Well, yeah, yeah, that was really um all my questions were. But yeah, yeah, I'm a have to grab that one. I'll have to look back on there.
Perfect. All right,
But
brother.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And we will be doing, I know, as we get into summer, I know I talked to LA about maybe doing like a tie-dye version. I know that's really hot right now as far as like
yeah, that'd be dope.
trendy. So yeah, I mean, and again, I mean, I know it sounds kind of, off topic, but, I would like to really make our merch something that is really, important. Like, we're not going to take development time away, but LA and Couch and Mike G, I mean, they've been really working hard behind the scenes. And if we could make like an entire fashion line around EMP, not only could it be another revenue stream, as crypto or DeFi apparel, but it also, helps us advertise and get the word out. So yeah, we're
I think
definitely
that
gonna
could be really
do that.
good because where I work, like here in Texas, you don't see a whole lot of people in crypto. Like a lot of people just don't talk about crypto. But when that whole the sheep to the moon thing happened, I seen so many people coming into my work with sheep shirts, and
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
man, I need to get a crypto shirt. That way, people like I can kind of talk to people like so people like because I approached like two people like I was like hey sheep to the moon and we wound up having a good crypto talk or whatever and I was I was thinking I was like I want to get a crypto shirt to kind of I guess represent not in a way
yeah,
just
yeah, totally.
if people ask or whatever and so this kind of like two birds one stone. EMP is like the best project that I've been into, and actually something Jesse said the other day about like when I first came into this project, I was really big into diversifying, and so like that's kind of where I messed up. I kind of took funds out once I got ahead, and that was a big mistake on my end because my other projects that I diversified in didn't do so well. Actually, like I said, I was originally a dripper, and I'm still. I know drip's really low right now, but I like forex, and I'm sticking through the bear times of drip, hoping it goes up. But
Totally.
drip and EMP. Um, but EMP is like Jesse said, why would you sell a profitable position, to go into a position that you don't know is profitable or not profitable, just keep your successful position. And that's what I've been doing. And there's no reason to sell if you're already in a profitable position,
Totally,
to go
brother.
into something that,
Yeah, no,
you know,
absolutely. And that, I mean, that is a life lesson in crypto that you cannot put a value to. I mean, I know, even me, I mean, I've been around since 2014, full time since 2017. And yeah, man, we've all been there. Like we jump from project to project, but as you go and as you learn, you realize like, man, the ones that are worth their weight in gold are the ones that, are just continuing to produce. And again, there's always volatility. I'm with you. I mean, we're big fans of Forex. We're supporters. I'm an OG dripper myself. And we have nothing but love, for that community. But, it is on a downturn. And, hopefully it finds a bottom and we're able to go back up and ride the ups and downs. But for sure, I think it's a major misconception, that people take funds to cover their losses or, to gamble or speculate in a new project. And yeah, you may hit 100x, once in a blue moon, like hitting the lottery. But really, the true wealth is made through passive income and always having that daily reward coming in. to where, again, even if you only sold half of your profits in EMP, or to go into some more speculative things, meaning e-share, again, responsible profit taking. That's another way to do it, and then you maybe hit a home run on that project, and then you bring the profits back to EMP, back to the mothership. So there's, I mean, again, not financial advice, but there's a lot of ways to play the game, so to speak. But yeah, man, absolutely.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate you answering my questions, and I appreciate all that y'all do. Y'all do a lot of work and everything. So keep it up. I'll let the next guy speak, I guess.
All right, brother. Thank you.
Y'all
Yeah.
do-
Yeah. All right, bro. Yeah. No, it's good, man. We got a lot of new voices on here today. That's a great sign. Again, we've been really trying to focus on scaling. I know a lot of you have been in the community for a few weeks anyway. Maybe you just haven't been on the AMA yet. But by all means, I mean, that's why we do the AMAs. Don't be shy. Jump on. And if you're not comfortable, speaking, then please feel free to write questions in both the Telegram, the Discord, or on YouTube directly. So yeah. All right, Bull. We got more. Go ahead, brother. Who's next?
Of course, man. We got one from Alfie or Alphi. I'm unsure on the pronunciation, but does EMP have any revenue streams from outside the ecosystem?
So as of right now, again, the short answer is no, but yes at the same time. So what we're able to our main revenue stream right now is the ETH 2.0 staking contract. So and again, we talked about this at length in the AMA 2 days ago. Again, I wasn't on yesterday, but the most recent AMA, if you go to our YouTube, and we talk about it at length on why the Treasury is so important. So the short answer is, in the traditional sense, a fresh revenue stream. No, we don't really have that. We are planning on implementing those things. Again, we have a major partnership that I'm not able to talk about yet, but it will be a huge use case for EMP. There will also be another way to bolster our treasury and again a revenue stream. And so what we do right now is we use what's called rehypothecation to produce yield, which is a fresh revenue stream. So through our treasury, we're able to build a large cash reserve. Right now, that cash reserve is very illiquid, meaning it's all being compounded with ETH and EMP into farms, so that we're able to actually mine our own share token and realize those profits. And that's how we're able to pay, the ETH 2.0 stakers that are already in, and it's how we'll grow our treasury to be massive. And so when it's in the next 60 days, when that ETH 2.0 contract is up for renewal, and we're able to pay out all the old investors, they're all happy. We'll have a huge influx of new capital, hopefully. And then that, again, at that point, we're able to basically use a portion of the treasury to provide yield. And what that means is, again, before Luna imploded, we got out of Luna, thank God, way ahead of time. But we bridged a lot of our funds from the treasury over to Luna. We were able to earn that 20% on those funds. And then that is a revenue stream because yield is new revenue coming into the protocol. So yeah, I mean, again, that was a little bit long-winded, but the main goal is creating yield as a revenue stream through our large treasury. So, Bull, you want to elaborate on that at all, or?
Yeah, sure. I think the important thing to focus on, not necessarily outside revenue streams, because to a large degree, you cannot control what happens in another ecosystem, right? And you have direct control over what happens in your ecosystem. Like I said, we are all owners here. our actions determine, how this protocol operates. And so for me, when I look at that question, I look at ways of how can we build EMP and earn money within this ecosystem because, it's EMP is 4.5 months old. And so we've seen the use cases that have been built within the ecosystem and how they've benefited everybody here, how the TVL has grown in an organic matter or in an organic way. And I've been talking to my nephew who just graduated with a degree in chemistry, so that's why I was a little confused on organic matter. So when I look at, like I said, when I look at that question, I look more at what are the revenue streams that we can control and we have direct ways to earn from and control, not necessarily how our outside investments going to benefit EMP, because at the end of the day, like I said, we can't control those things that happen in another ecosystem. We can only control what happens here. So I believe it's more important to focus on what we do here as as owners of the system, what we do here, allowing the team to do what they're good at, creating products, creating relationships with other platforms that bring in investment into this ecosystem, because like I said, this is at a very early stage. It's 50 million TVL or, right around there. And I look at like the growth potential of what this can be. So I don't focus on like all of these external things. It's a matter of what can we do here. And I think it was mentioned just a minute ago with 2DeFi when he said that Jesse mentioned why look at other ecosystems to invest in when this is an ecosystem that is growing, it is healthy, it is doing really, really well. And I think that's the more proper thing to focus on, because it's like worrying about what other people are doing instead of worrying about what you can do. And when you're looking for other external revenue sources, you're not focusing on what you should be doing. And the ability for EMP to grow, it's a matter of focusing on what we're doing. So I don't know if that's helpful. I know it doesn't really answer the question necessarily of external revenue sources, but I try to focus on things that I can control, not on the things that I can't control or the what ifs. So hopefully that helps.
Yeah, for sure, Bull. And again, I mean that right now that answer is going to evolve as we grow. I know you guys always hear me say the final form of EMP, and absolutely. I mean, as we grow and move beyond what we are right now, as far as like share emissions or the 5-year plan, the 10-year plan. I mean, we have to have external revenue streams coming in to be able to sustain. I completely get that. We're not dumb to that fact. And we have a ton of ideas, and we have a lot already implemented that we just haven't really turned on yet. And what I mean by that is Detonator is a great example. I mean, I literally get emails every day about people that want to buy Detonator, and that's there's a lot of value in that. Again, it's Jake's baby that he's built from the ground up, and so we may have some opportunities. Again, I know for those of you that have listened to a lot of AMAs, you've heard me refer to software as a service. That is a revenue stream. I mean, whether it's the contract for Detonator, where again we don't want to make it open source because then we lose the value that you basically give it away at that point. So what we would do is maybe host a separate Detonator on our own servers, through on another chain, as to not create competition, and actually monetize the use of Detonator. And so that would create an amazing revenue stream into the protocol, to continue building our treasury, to continue, buying back EMP, to continue, supporting Detonator LPs. I mean, again, the revenue is the key, but it's also in stages. So right now, the Treasury is the main focus, and then once we have that healthy and do hypothecation through that, then we can look into other revenue streams and use cases. I think use cases are just as important because, again, you also want to combat the inflation of EMP through use cases. So between both of those things, we have a really bright future ahead of us, and we have plans for that already. It's just something that I'm not really ready to talk about publicly. But we absolutely are working on all of that. So
Perfect. So, are you ready?
yep, go ahead, Bull.
Okay, bro. So this is from Varus on Discord and on YouTube, and he suggests. So I'm just going to read the question. It's a little longer here. I think one of the mods is going to pose this question, but would love to see an option to zap in deposit into the detonator with an LP value or through number of tickets. Since the BNB price changes per LP, I think it would be more guaranteed way to have our deposits count towards the expected tickets. Does that make sense?
Not really. Sorry, man. Can you one more time? Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. So just when you zap in, it's showing you your number of tickets, like instead of the BNB that you're zapping in, because that price fluctuates. He's just saying it might be helpful to have a certain feature where it's showing a different unit, right? Instead of the BNB price, it's going to show like how many tickets you're going to receive from that.
Okay, yeah, I think I get it now. Yeah, so that is, I'll relay that to Jake. Again, that's just the UI fix to be able to have the units in a different form of measurement, the dollar value rather than the ticket value. But a workaround with that would be creating the LP on your own on Pancake based on the dollar value, and then kind of working backwards. I understand, that's what you're asking us to do for you, which is fine, and I think we probably can. Well, I know we can. It's just a matter of priorities on what we have going on. But yeah, that's a good suggestion. So, is that somewhere on Discord that I can find again, Bull, or if you write it down somewhere? Okay.
Yep. Sure. Okay. Cool. So here's another one. This is from Atlantean. How did AJ transition from being an artist to the head of EMP?
That's a great question. So yeah, I again, those of you that have seen my doxing videos, I come from a background. I was a professional artist, an entrepreneur. I have multiple real world businesses. Multi-million-dollar revenue generating businesses, and so I've always been really technologically savvy. Again, through my art, I don't really have the use of my hands, so I create my art digitally, and with that, I always had to learn about technology, and I was always a big nerd when it came to what was out there and new technology. And so with that, again, I wish I would have paid attention to Bitcoin a little bit earlier. But I got in around 2014, and really just kind of went down that rabbit hole. I know probably a lot of you have done the same thing. You hear about crypto, you get on YouTube, and then before you know it, it's 5 in the morning, and you've watched 7 hours of YouTube videos on crypto and how it's going to change the world. Yeah, yeah, totally. So I've been there, done that, and so yeah, man, I got really involved. From there on out, I went full-time crypto in 2017. Again, I mean, my business is in real life. I was able to have employees and have them manage it and hire the right people so that I could focus on the bigger picture things. And so I don't get much sleep. I work, 12 hours at my day job, then and then another 12 hours at night on crypto, basically. Get 1 or 2 hours of sleep and do it all over again. So with that being said, I was able to build a lot of relationships in crypto, again, I made a lot of mistakes in the beginning. You get hacked, you give away your seed phrase. We've all been there. But again, that's why I say those of you that have found EMP now, like you have no idea the value that just being here has. If I would have had that when I started, I would be years ahead of the game on the school of hard knocks, just from learning and being involved. So, but yeah, 2017, full-time crypto, and just was able to continue to build my bag over 3 years, and really focused on passive income. I was never a day trader. I invested in projects that I believed in. I was a really early investor in Splinterlands, which is one of the most amazing online play-to-earn games. I built a multi-million-dollar portfolio through that and other projects. And one thing led to another, and I always wanted to have my own project. But I didn't want to do a meme coin. I didn't want to do something that I wasn't an expert in, and so the economy aspect of Tomb Forks, and I felt that I knew the best about that, and it was really one of the only protocols that everybody can win. So and really, again, I know it sounds cliche, but it's not really about the money for me because I've already built my portfolio, and I'm thankful for all of that. This project was a way to get everybody involved, more educated in crypto and DeFi, and provide an opportunity that I wish I had when I first started. So yeah, that's kind of it in a nutshell. Bull, did I leave anything out, man?
No, you smashed it again, bro. That's good, really good.
Awesome. Yeah.
We maybe this question kind of ties into what you were just talking about, though. How do you think crypto will change the world or have an impact on it?
Yeah, so again, this AMA is very philosophical here towards the end here, but yeah, I mean, I think a lot of you share the same sentiment with crypto. I think again, giving us the power to be able to make our own financial decisions, it plays in huge to what we said at the beginning of this AMA, where you know we become the bank. Large corporations and governments, and not to get all crazy conspiracy theory, but I think that again the value is very there's a lot of dilution. So it goes through government, it goes through infrastructure, and you don't have all those liquidity leaks in crypto, and so that value is then passed on to the users. And the fact that you can transfer $100,000 or more with the click of a button, trustlessly, without having to ask for permission. I mean, that alone is just mind blowing when it comes to what we're used to in traditional finance. So not having the man, so to speak, over top of you, is just really, really attractive. So not only is it the decentralized aspect that I think is revolutionary, but it's also the opportunity. I mean, this is the largest transfer of wealth that we've ever seen. So again, it makes the .com bubble look like kindergarten. So and that's why it's so important that you get crypto right. And Richard Hart does an amazing job explaining this better than I ever could. But yeah, I mean, again, I think it's opportunity, and the fact that none of us are judged. I kind of like the anonymity. I mean, I'm doxxed now, obviously, but it doesn't matter where you are in the world. I mean, it's banking, unbanked. It doesn't matter what color your skin is. It doesn't matter what your gender is. Crypto is accessible for everybody, and I think that's really, really powerful.
Agreed, my friend. Agreed. Since it's such a philosophical question, I don't want to get involved with it because I'll take too long. So let's go on to the next question.
All right, Bull. That'll be your own YouTube video on that one, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I probably have some on that. So This is a long question, so I'm just going to maybe shorten it down a little bit, and then maybe possible to follow up through like a DM or something because it's like 6 questions here in one.
Yeah.
Is there more and this is from Nice D War on Discord, and so it's a really well structured question. I think there's just a lot to it. So is there a more detailed guide to the new ETH staking contract?
So yeah, we were working on a white paper. I have it somewhere. I thought that it is in. Let me look real fast. It should be in the docs actually, where it really tells about what we're
So
doing.
right. Okay, so I'll read you the whole thing, and then maybe I'll let you shorten it and answer the in the way you see fit.
All right, perfect. Go
So
ahead, bro. Yeah.
um okay. So is there a more detailed guide to the new ETH staking contract? I'm ad-libbing here a little bit, but or just the one doc page, a link to the contract somewhere? Question mark. Wondering if there is a bit more info about how the lockup works and where ETH goes straight into the LP with eShares? Question mark. Is this LP managed manually by the team? Any stopgap in place in the case that eShare value tanks and brings the LP value below the total amount of ETH that the users deposited and are owed at redemption? So that was a mouthful there. So
Perfect. Yeah, no, that's a great detailed question. So yeah, I'm happy to
yeah.
answer that. So the
Okay.
e-staking empowered, it's called. It's on our docs section. That is kind of our quote unquote white paper. I get that it may not be as detailed as you would hope. And I do have the address. I don't have it. I don't think it's in that document. But I can make sure we post. And I'll make sure we add it to that docs page for the actual address. But it is a smart contract. We do have some oversight manually, but everything we do is still trustless. So what I mean by that is we've set the parameters exactly of what you just said, where depending on how low ETH would go, or depending on how low eShare goes, it will automatically unpair those LP and have like a stopgap, so to speak. So yeah, I mean you're 100% on point. That's exactly how we do it on the back end. But there is some sort of manual adjustments that can be made as well, in the fact that we can pull those levers so that the actual actions are trustless. But we basically turn on or off whether we want to continue to compound those e-shares or whether we want to hold the e-shares. And really, it just depends on market conditions. So again, I mean, if we once we finally are able to pay back the ETH investors, then we have some more flexibility on maintaining more e-shares rather than selling them, which in turn will help dilute some of the bad actors and help more of the good actors. So yeah, it's a combination of both, but it is a smart contract that is performing actions on the back end, but it's not 100% decentralized just for the safety of it as well, because we still need to have access, to basically protect the contract if things do go bad. But all that being said, I mean, even with we did the math purposely to be extremely conservative. So even with the market completely dying, from when we did the raise, I mean, it's looking so healthy right now. Not only to pay back the investors, but to build our treasury. And again, I want to have a little bit of vagueness because I don't want to give away the secret sauce, so to speak. But just know that that was one of the best decisions that we have made here at EMP to do that. It's going to be epic. So yeah, hopefully that answers your questions.
yeah, I think that's a really perfect answer, AJ. That was a lot in there, and like you said, some things the secret sauce have to remain secret for the safety of the contract and the ecosystem.
For sure, and we do plan on offering, this this contract. It is a smart contract. Again, the ratio is based on what we compound, and like you said, the stop gaps in place. God forbid, there's a black swan event. It doesn't just, the LP doesn't go to zero. So yeah, all of that's already baked in. And that goes back to what I said a little bit earlier about offering software as a service. That could be a contract that we sell to other tomb forks or seigniorage protocols that may not have the ability to do it on their own or reverse engineer what we've done, because no other protocol has done that. A lot of other protocols have tried to do that, but they have not succeeded. Again, I won't name names, but we have actually we will actually deliver on what we're saying, and that's really, really powerful. So yeah.
I think that is everything on all the different sources here. Unless you're seeing something that I'm not.
No, I think that
We
was
just
it. Yeah, it
we
looks like.
printed 800%, really excellent. I think all the questions are good on YouTube, Discord. Just have one answer for Randy, but yeah, I think we're good, bro. Maybe wrap it up. You had a long day prior to this, so
Yeah, man. Yeah, no doubt. We had a great conversation with the army before this call. Again, we do weekly calls. Not only I do daily calls with the team, but we're also getting the army involved. So again, if you see anybody that's an army member, give them a shout out. They've been the most, respected and hardworking people in our telegrams and our Discord, and all of them are here to help all the rest of us succeed. So it's really, again, the army is really special, and we had a really great talk today about how we're going to expand and grow. And if you're a community member, that wants to go above and beyond, and want to be involved for the long run, we're always looking for people through, again, stepping up and helping when you're not asked to help, or giving good info. And that means to say too, don't get scammed. There's always people that want to take advantage, but a lot of our army members have come from just being involved in the community and going above and beyond. And we will open up our EMP VIPs. If you are part of the VIPs already, we are making you resubmit because we're transitioning into an EMP IMP for Impulse VIP. So it's one centralized group. So we're not all over the place. If you are on Discord, unfortunately, you're going to have to migrate to Telegram to be in the VIP group. Again, I know that's a bummer, but we have to have it in one spot so that we're not doing, the same thing 10 times. So if you are already in VIP, you have the next 24, 48 hours to submit your wallet again. After that, we will be deleting the old VIP group, and everybody will be in the new VIP group. We're already over about almost at 100 in the new VIP, and those are all proven to be good actors in the system. And that's why we've seen, EMP be so resilient, because a lot of you understand what we're doing here, and not only are you doing what's best for the protocol, but you're also doing what's best for your own investment and the longevity of EMP. So that's really, really exciting stuff. And yeah, man, it's been a long day, but I'm glad we went through it all, and we get to do it all over again tomorrow. So, Bull, any last comments? Go ahead, bro.
Everybody just keep doing what you're doing. Be welcoming to the new people that are struggling with understanding the system. Please look into the Academy. It's a 1-hour course that gives you a really good, quick understanding of the system. If there's gaps in that and you still have questions, feel free to hop in the channel, be it Telegram or Discord, and ask your questions. Everybody wants to help you succeed, because if you succeed, we succeed, and it's the simple, the system might seem complex, but once you're here and you're asking questions and you're learning, you're going to have a lot of light bulb moments and say, oh my gosh, this thing fits together really, really well. I don't know why I didn't understand it right away, but everybody's like that. Don't feel embarrassed to ask questions. I promise you, everybody has been at that same exact spot of like, man, I don't get this. And then, you're eating a sandwich or you're driving, you're like, I got it. There's the light bulb moment. It just happens. And you'll be like, in a month, you'll be helping the new person that comes in and they'll be saying, oh my gosh, this person's amazing. They just helped me. And, there's just going to be a sense of accomplishment because you've educated yourself and now you're earning and you help somebody else. And that person that you helped is going to be helping the next person in another month from that. So, welcome, do whatever you can to take advantage of the opportunity and just be a better investor.
Amazing. Couldn't have said it better myself, Bull. So on that note, we're going to wrap it up. Again, thanks to everybody for being here, and good night, good day. See you tomorrow.